Compare the United States of 2014 on civil rights to the U.S. of 1964. Are we where you thought we'd be 50 years later?
In some dimensions. When Johnson spoke in 1964 to the Congress, it was almost all white male. Today it's white and black and brown, male, female, Asians, Latino Americans, Native Americans, Black Americans, young. That's a good thing. That you can travel today from the bottom of Texas to the top of Vermont and use any hotel, motel, park, or library. That's a new America. A woman can aspire to be president. A black has become president. That's a new America. When Texas plays Texas A&M, you choose uniform color, not skin color, because there are black and white players on both teams. That's a new America. And so we see some evidence of the growth of America. But now some mean-spirited forces trying to undermine that growth, trying to make the vote more difficult, trying to attack people who are in poverty and give more resources to those who do not need them, and those are not good signs.
About those barriers to voting, you're calling for a constitutional amendment. What would that amendment do?
It would assure every American the right to vote, and it would be a federal right, right now, a constitutional right. We need a constitutional amendment. Right now we have a state's right to vote. Every state has its own system. There are 50 states separate unequal elections. That's why the state can try to maneuver the vote in Texas and maneuver it in North Carolina, maneuver it in Virginia, because it should not even be their right to do.
Do you think those barriers to voting that are being put up is based in racism and hatred, or is it simply an expedient way to try to get the electoral math to work?
Expedience and greed. I mean, in year 2000, they used mechanics to confuse people with prisoners on rolls from Texas to Florida. That was a manipulation, dishonest manipulation. The attempt to remove voting from college campuses is a dishonest manipulation. In Texas, you can use a gun ID, but can't use a student ID to register. It's a dishonest manipulation. And so it is driven by greed. But that greed saps the soul of America's promise.
Finally, Reverend, how big of a challenge to equality and civil rights is poverty, especially in minority communities?
Well, especially all over, whether you're in Appalachia or whether you're in Abilene, Texas, or whether you're in Chicago. Poverty weakens the body. It saps spirit. It lowers the dream level. It reduces people's ability to realize their truest and their best self. So we must revive Johnson's war on poverty.
Reverend, thank you very much.